What we're looking at here is an early-ish, I think this is late 60s. It's a wheel off of it's a Porsche 911 wheel, and the guy's got a set of these which he's trying to refurbish, and the problem, I'm going to see this. There's a lot of corrosion in it. Originally these things were anodised, which is quite unusual for an alloy rim. I don't know if they were forged, because you can't anodise a modern cast rim. They will just come out horrible. There's too much silicon in them, so I don't know quite what these are made of. But yeah, because of their age, they've just got a lot of corrosion in them. Now a lot of this will be covered up because they should be painted in between the spokes, and in the rim of the wheel will be painted to get it back to original spec. But the face of the spokes and the rims are supposed to be brightish aluminium. And this is the worst. It's got 5 of these. This is the worst one. So what the suggestion was, or what he's asked us to do, is can we machine this down to about there, because below that it's going to be painted. It's a mission and a half to get in here to try and grind out all this corrosion. You can see the corrosion in here, but as I was saying, this bit will get painted, this bit here, and up the rim a little way, I'm not quite sure where. But there is actually, the profile has got a kind of a join. There's a taper at the top, and then there's a kind of, yeah, it blends in. So what we're hoping to do is to skim this bit and hope that the angle that we set it to will just kind of blend into the bottom, because we don't want to be leaving a step, and we don't want to be carving into the bottom part. We also don't want to be taking too much metal off of these. These are really nice wheels. They're really light. I think they might have been originally meant for racing. But yeah, 50 years. Yeah. It's taken its toll. I think we've got a good view of the corrosion in this wheel, which is what we're going to try and machine out. So the first problem we're going to have is to actually get this on the lathe. They're only 15 by 6J, so not huge at all. Actually quite tiny by modern standards, but yeah, they're not going to go straight on our lathe. So although they are 15 inch diameter, 6-inch J for the width, the actual diameter of the rim, as you can see, is a little bit bigger than 16-inch. That is, on my worn out tape, that's 16 5/16, 416 millimeters. We need to clear about 208 millimeters from the bed ways to the centre, and we have got less than 200 here. So we're going to have to take the gap out. So that should be interesting. The customer who's asked us to try and skim these Porsche wheels has given us a couple of hubs to hold them in the lathe. This is a front hub, which he said we could modify if need be. It's a spare and an old scruffy one. So I've just turned the back of it in here, turned that parallel and held it on the lip right on the edge here, obviously ran the other way and turned it parallel in there, and now I've flipped it round and I'm holding it in the 3-jaw chuck, and it's just a standard self-centering non-adjustable 3-jaw chuck with what should be bolt-on soft top jaws, and I've had to leave the tops off, otherwise this sticks out too far, and even though I've got the gap out of the lathe, it's very, very close there. It's a struggle to get the wheel in. So I'm just checking the run out on this, and so can't see this clock in the camera, can we? That's not very clever. Damn, we can't see the scale. See the pointer? You'll have to believe me when I tell you it's about 2.5 thou total run out. Which I think is not bad, considering it's just in a, as I say, a normal self-centering non-adjustable 3-jaw chuck. And if we actually run the stylus on the bearing race, let's have a look at that, see what that is. About the same, 2.5 thou total run out. So less than 1.5 thou off centre, which I would have thought is not bad, and I thought that'll be okay. If the wheel runs out that much, that'll be fine. So I'm just running the indicator on the face of the hub. I think that's pretty good. That's less than 1 thou. So that's not bad. Right, just squeeze the wheel in there. There's hardly any gap. That is so close. But the wheel doesn't locate on the centre. There's quite a gap in here. And on the rear hubs, there's nothing in them anywhere near this, so the wheel just locates, like all wheels do really, I suppose, on the nuts or bolts or whatever. And these have got a kind of domed seat on these nuts. So let's get them all on. Well, I'm trying to get these all evenly seated before I actually nip them off, which I think they are. Well, it's about as evenly tightened as I can get them. And if we look at that gap down there, there's not much run out going on there. So, what I really want to do is check the run out on the inside of the rim. So we're not touching this. It would be nice if this was running reasonably true, and then we'd know that we're going to be getting an even wall thickness if we actually manage to machine this surface here. Right, set the clock up on the outside. Well, that's just crap. No, we're getting about, I don't know, 15th thou variation. Which, if this was a wheel with a tyre on it running on the car, it probably wouldn't matter, but I can't be having this when I'm trying to machine the inside. Well, I tried loosening all the nuts while I was putting some downward pressure on the wheel, trying to push it down from its high spot, and I've got it running. That's about 10 thou, I suppose. I don't know if it's going to get any better than that. And I've just got this clocked up on the bore of the wheel here. Yeah, it's high in the same point around the diameter. Not quite so much, about, oh, I don't know, 8 thou. Ooh. Let's see what it is on the actual inside of the rim where we're going to try and machine it. Oh dear, that is just terrible. Wow, that's more than 20 thou. Oh, half a millimetre. We can't be having that. We'd be skimming it half a mil thinner one side than the other. Let's try another wheel. I'll just put another wheel on here. And without the nuts, we've got play on here. So I wonder if it will line up. You'd think that the seats on the nuts, as they go into the obviously the corresponding kind of hemispherical recess in the wheel, it would pull it all into position, but I wonder. Wiggle it a little bit. Well, even with those just finger tight, I think that's pretty securely positioned. Well, evenly tightened, I think. So, crunch time. Put the clock back on. No, hell. Just as bad as the other one. Poop. Well, that's more than half a mil variation. I don't want to be skimming that. Oh, look at that. Wow. Let's have a look at the run out in the bore here. Which it would have been interesting to have marked the high spot, wouldn't it? Let's do that. Let's mark the high spot on the bottom. It's not even round, is it? Oh, look at that. That's the low. Let's put a minus there. And that's interesting, the high isn't opposite. Well, we've kind of got two highs. Yeah, that's the minus is not far off of being opposite the midpoint of the two high spots. So, right, let's get this up onto the centre. Now that's only running out about 5 thou. And the high spot is not in the same place as it is on the rim. Oh, you bugger. I wonder if I can get it inside here. Just put that right inside. Can we do that? God damn. It's a bit rough in there. Whoa, that's running out a long, long way. But heck. Is that a low point there? Yeah, that kind of corresponds to the highs and lows on the rim. I think what I need to do is to make up a spigot that will locate in here, locate on this bore of the wheel. Aha. Oh well. That's kind of back to the drawing board. I'll have to get a big chunk of alley in to do that. I'll have to check out how much that will cost. See if the customer wants to pay for it. Lost my time in making it up. Yeah, these are not going to be a quick and cheap thing to do. And I still don't know for sure whether we're going to be able to machine it. I can imagine them chattering like anything because they ring nicely. Oh well, tomorrow. Well, another day, another wheel. And I just turned this around on the hub. And it's not running out quite as much, quite in the same position as it was before, which is slightly odd in the original place, but when I had it mounted. But the big plus is in the same spot. There's some plus coming in here. It's the holes in the wheel are not in the right place. And this is 5, 10, 15, 20. Little rise, and then it goes back down. 25, 30. Oh, what? A millimetre? That's terrible. 5. That's the low point. Well, 35 thou. No good. So, having made space for this wheel on the lathe, I now can't turn it because it just won't run true on the hub. Which is run, yeah, well we spin it around on the hub and the wheel is still out, so it's not the hub that's the problem, it's the wheel. The only way of doing this is possibly to make up a spigot to locate in the middle, which will mean going out and buying, or not going out, but getting a chunk of probably aluminium in. Or what it really needs to happen is to go on a big lathe and have it gripped on the inside of the rim, which is how they normally do wheels. So I think the guy who asked us to have a look at this is going to take them away and get a wheel refurbishing company to have a go at them. So ho hum, win some you lose some.